Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today we're using some 10-inch Deco Mesh to make this gorgeous nautical anchor wreath. Let's get started. For this wreath, I'm going to be starting off with this navy Deco Mesh, and it is 10 inches by 10 yards. And I'm also going to be using this pull and puff mesh that I accidentally bought at Hobby Lobby. I did not mean to buy the pull one, but that's okay. We're going to be using these as curls. For a wreath form, I'm going to be using 14-inch metal wreath form from the Dollar Tree. And also you're going to need 18 pipe cleaners. This wreath form comes with 6 sections. In each section, we're going to put 3 pipe cleaners, and that's what's going to give us 18 for total. The first pipe cleaner is going to go on row 1 and 2, or just row 1. And I'm going to give it 2 nice twists here, and I'm going to point it towards the inside. I'm just going to do it in the middle of this little section. Then the next 2 are going to go on ring 3 and 4. Same thing, we're going to just give it 2 twists, and we're going to face it down. I'm going to be putting the actual twist on row 3. The reason I use both rows 3 and 4 is basically for stability, and it kind of prevents it from moving. If you want to give a little bit of hot glue, you can do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing in all of the sections. 1 in the middle of the section, 2 on both sides of this middle one on rows 3 and 4, and altogether we're going to have 18 pipe cleaners. As you can see, I'm laying the pipe cleaners that I attach on row 3 and 4 towards the outside. The one on row 1 and 2, I'm facing them inside. The reason I lay my pipe cleaners out this way is because it makes it easier for us to find them as we're attaching our ruffles or cruffles or whatever method you're using. It just makes it easier to find the actual pipe cleaners. And this is what the wreath form looks like when all the pipe cleaners are on. So just 3 per section. The white Deco Mesh I want to use to make curls for every one of our pipe cleaners, which is 18. 18 times 2 is 36. So this one's 27 feet. Long story shorter with the math here, I'm going to cut it into 9 inches in order to have 36 pieces. I want to have 2 curls per bundle, and I don't want to open up another one. So basically I will be cutting into 9 inches. I recommend you cutting it into 10 inches if you have a regular roll of Deco Mesh. Because of the string here, I'm going to be cutting mine, but if you want to use a heat tool or you want to use a rotary cutter, definitely do that. So I'll be cutting this up into 9-inch little pieces. Here is our navy Deco Mesh. I'm going to be cutting it into 20-inch strips. When I cut my strips, I just kind of let it roll right where I cut, just like that. And I'm going to put it to the side. And usually I use big laundry baskets to keep my Deco Mesh rolls while I'm cutting them. And once again, I'm just going to curl it right where I cut it and put it in my laundry basket. In case you're wondering what I'm using here, I just have a little container. It has a little groove right here. This is an IKEA container, and I just use it for my rolls. I have seen some really cool ideas where people use containers that have holes on the side here, and they'll put a little dowel in there or something. I really don't feel like I need that. I just unroll it. It stays in there nicely. It's deep enough where it's not going to pop out, and I just use that. Now we're ready to get started on our cruffles. You're going to need some sort of a clip or even a clothespin, something to just lightly pinch for just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start rolling, and I'm going to give one of the endings about 2-3 rolls, and I'm going to pinch. Then I'm going to turn around, give this side just about 2 to 3 little curls, and then I'm just going to walk it in. And I'm ready to attach it to my wreath. I'm going to keep the curls going up. I want more volume on this. So I'm just going to bring it in. And then I'm going to put it flat and give it a good twist. We're going to grab 2 of these, and we're going to give it a nice curl right here. You can hold it with the clip. Then the second one. We're going to cross it, and we're going to put it right here where we have space. That's where I want it. And that's the nice thing about having the wire. We can mold it to our liking. Going to give it 2 twists, and there you go. And then I'm going to move on to my next one. In each one of the bundles, we're going to do a blue cruffle with 2 white curls. Let's do another one. And this is really going to fill up. As you can see, it's already filling up. We can play around where we want everything to be a little later when everything is up. And I'm just going to continue doing the same thing, going all the way around. Look at how full this is, and I only completed 2 sections of this wreath. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off. This is going to be a big, beautiful wreath. Next, I'm going to grab some burlap ribbon. You can either get this one at the Dollar Tree, and you're going to need a few rolls of this one, or I'm going to use this one. 1 roll of 10 yards is going to be enough because we're going to be cutting them into 10 inches, and we're going to need 36 of them, so that's actually perfect for this. And I got this one at Craft Outlet. This ribbon is wired, so I'm just going to go round and round and just cut it. I'm done cutting up all the ribbon. Now I'm going to make little dovetails, and just like this, going to cut every single ending, make pretty little dovetails. All the dovetails are on my ribbon, and all I'm going to do is just overlap 2 of them, bring them together in the middle, connect them with my pipe cleaner here. And since I know I'm pretty much done after this, I'm just going to wrap my pipe cleaner about 1 inch from where I connected the wire, clip it off, and bend it back. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this at every connection. So you're going to have 18 bundles of these. This burlap ribbon is really going to give character to this wreath, and it's going to be super, super pretty. I'm just going to go ahead and do this to all my little bundles. Once again, keep on twisting. Clip about 1 inch from the ribbon here, fold it in half, and then fold it back. And then I just kind of walk the ribbon up, and you're just going to open it up. I'm going to continue adding my ribbon to my little Deco Mesh bundles and cutting off the excess pipe cleaner. For decor, I'm going to be using this anchor from the Dollar Tree. And now I'm just grabbing some chalked Rust-Oleum paint in linen white, and I'm going to give this anchor 2 good coats, including the sides. For this next part, I highly recommend a Sharpie marker, but if you don't have one like me, I'm going to use some dark blue paint, and I'm going to do a border, but I'm going to go about, I don't know, 1/8 inch in, just like that. Doesn't need to be perfect, and I'm just going to do a border. I want a little bit of the white to show on this side also, and I'm just going to go all the way around doing the little border. Now that my anchor is all painted, I'm going to flip it upside down, and first thing I'm going to do is add the attachments. I'm going to grab 2 pipe cleaners, and as usual, I make a little kind of like a seat with 2 fingers. I'm going to attach one on top and one at the bottom so that I can attach them to the top and bottom of the wreath. A dollop of hot glue, then my pipe cleaner, more hot glue, a generous amount, and a piece of fabric or felt or ribbon. This really gives it a permanent attachment. Next, I'm going to use some nautical rope, and as you can see, this one is braided. I took this one apart for a different project. The braid is 3 strings in one, so this was braided around like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure how much I'm going to need to wrap around. I'm going to double it, give it a little tail. Gonna knot it. Once you have your pretty knot, I got my little finger protector. Going to wrap it around the center right here of the neck. The knot is basically for character to just make it look a lot more fun. And I'm going to wrap this around this way. Let's see here. I'm going to cut this off later, but with this one right here, I want maybe a row on top and a row at the bottom. Let me just cut everything extra off. So what I have here is basically a knot in the center and then a row on top and a row at the bottom. Let me just hot glue everything in place, and then we're just going to attach it to the wreath. And as you can see, we gave the nautical rope so that we can bring the burlap in to the whole wreath. If you are making this wreath for a grandchild or a little boy maybe, or maybe a girl who likes everything nautical, just write their name right here in the center or maybe right here. I've seen it down where people write their names right here and maybe their birthday and the year they were born on this side or something like that. You could definitely play with this, but it's such an easy decoration. So I'm just going to take my pipe cleaners that I attached to my nautical wreath and attach them to the wreath form itself. Since this piece is going from top to bottom, I would definitely try to connect where you have an intersection right here. So I'm going to just lightly connect on here and then at the top. So I'm just lightly connecting at the bottom and then at the top. And then I'm going to see if I need to tighten it up. And now all that's left is just to straighten everything out. Make sure the ribbons are nicely displayed here. And that's it.